The other type of special sequence is called a geometric sequence. So an arithmetic was when you kept adding the same number each time. A geometric is where you keep multiplying by the same number each time. So 3 times 2 is 6, times 2 is 12, times 2 is 24, and so on and so on and so on. And just like in the arithmetic case, we have some special formulas that only work for geometric series. So for a geometric sequence, you always have an is equal to a1 times r raised to the power n minus 1. So if I wanted to find the nth term formula for this sequence, I'm starting with 5. Each time I multiply by 3. So I would have an is 5 times 3 to the n minus 1. Now notice I cannot combine the 5 and the 3 because they have different exponents. A lot of times students will mistake and put 15 there or something. That would be wrong. Also, we can have a sequence where you're getting smaller numbers. So in this case it's 3, 3 times a half again, and so on. So a1 is 3, r is 1 half, and once again an is 3 times 1 half to the n minus 1. Okay, so we can get the formula for an nice and quickly. Similarly, if we're adding up a bunch of these terms, we can get the answer here. So if you add a1 through an, we have this nice little formula that says adding the next term in the sequence minus the first term over r minus 1. So for this one here, we have 5, 15, 45, and so on. That's actually this sequence above. So it's supposed to be the next term. So this is 32,805. And if we multiply by 3 to get the next term, it would have been 98415. That's what I'm going to start here with. Minus the first term, all over r minus 1, 3 minus 1 here. And we get a total of 49,205. And then there's a second formula that works if you're adding up infinitely many terms. Now, we would not do infinitely many terms on an arithmetic sequence. Now, the answer is always going off to infinity there. But sometimes you can get a finite answer when you have a geometric sequence. And that's going to be when your absolute value of r is less than 1. And so from this formula, when you add infinitely many terms, it never stops like this. It's going to be the first term over 1 minus the r, which is, in this case, 1 half. And we get the final answer is 6. So if you add all infinitely many of those terms, what you're going to get is the value of 6. So once again, if you have a special sequence like geometric, you use these formulas. If you have a special sequence like arithmetic, you use those formulas. And if you have a general sequence, you just try to play around with it until you can figure out your answer. But those are the two types you really want to know.